Are you in the market for some new video production lights? Because if so, these might be exactly what you need. Today we're going to be checking out the Neewer 660 Pro 2 RGB lights, and we're going to be seeing what they are, how they are to use, and if I think you should get them. All that soon to come, but if you guys could please like and subscribe, that would really help me out as a small channel. But with all that out of the way, let's get into this. Okay, so let's start out with what they are. So basically, they are RGB capable video production lights. They're by no means professional, and I would not recommend them for your next big film shoot. But I think that if you are a hobbyist video creator, they're actually pretty good. And I kind of want to walk through my experience with using them. I don't have any professional monitoring equipment or like light meters or any of that stuff. I just kind of want to tell you how it's impacted me shooting video, and I want to give you my experience. I don't have any of the professional equipment, so if that's what you're here for, I'm sorry I don't have that. But I just kind of want to give my experience on using them. So kind of in line with that, let's get into who are they for? I think they're pretty much meant for the large amount of YouTubers that have recently been created and people of that nature, or maybe photography or people in the arts. They're not meant for any video production studios. And I mean, they do have like flashing RGB modes. So if you wanted to use them at like some shitty club, maybe that's what you can do. But other than that, there's not really anything that I would recommend you using them for other than kind of hobbyist grade film and photography use. So now that we know what they are, let's get into something more important. How are they to use? And to be honest, I think they're actually really great. The controls are all on the back and they're very intuitive. You have three modes basically. You have HSL or hue, saturation, luminance, where you can basically change the color of the light, the brightness of the light, and how saturated the light is. That's basically the RGB mode, I would call it. Then you have the traditional just like luminance and light color, so color temperature basically. So that's another mode. And then the third mode is, I'm gonna call like animated mode, which is basically just like random flashing light modes. So you can have candle, you can have like thunderstorm, you can have like dance party where it just flashes RGB. Those are basically your three main modes. You can also control them with the app. And I will say that it has surprised me how good the app is. I think in general, a lot of companies, like when they make a product, they throw in Bluetooth support and it's like the app technically works, and it worked in demo one time and someone thought it was a great idea and was like, we'll ship it. But this app actually works really, really well, and it lets you do something that's really, really cool, I think. So assuming you don't need to take down your lights or anything like that, you can connect to all the lights with the app, and it lets you put them in groups. And in those groups, you can turn off the lights, turn on the lights, and control them all. So you can adjust all the settings from basically anywhere you have Bluetooth connection. I think this is really cool because it lets you basically like leave your lights up and you don't have to go around setting all the settings and turning them all on every time you want to use them. You can just basically go in the app, press turn on, and then all the lights light up. And I think especially if you had like a tiny like studio and you wanted to be able to set the studio relatively fast, I think this is an awesome feature. As well as you can customize all of the colors and the brightness and all of that stuff all through the app, and you can do it in groups, so you can do multiple lights at once and it all links together and it all remembers everything. And I think that that's just really, really cool. Some other usability stuff, they're video lights, so they don't provide any flicker or anything like that, even when the colors change. So just figured I'd put that out there. They do have the option to use them with batteries. I have not done so I can't speak to that, but I would assume that if they put battery slots on the back, they work. They also come with a carrying case. It's relatively minimal. It's not super intense. It's not like the old ones were for like my other lights where it was like a padded box and then just like you just carry the other stuff by hand. It's like a full long case you slide everything into. I mean, it's helpful. It helps you move them around, so that's kind of cool. So that's kind of how they are to use. I honestly really enjoy using them. I will say that the only thing that I don't like about them is that I'm pretty sure this was straight up just they got a random tripod from some random company, and the head they got that sits on the tripod and the tripod itself, they don't slot together very well. And it definitely does not appear that they were like designed to mate perfectly, because it's just, you kind of have to like really tighten the nut or like the screw, and it basically just like grinds itself into the outside screw grinds itself into the peg. And I think that was not the best implementation I've ever seen. And as well, for me, I have these, so I hang them up on the wall when I'm not using them. And it makes it really hard to hang something if you can't, like if the bottom just will fall out if you like stick it up on the wall. So that probably could have been done better, but realistically, that's a relatively small inconvenience for how great they are. But that gets me into the overall conclusion. I think that I do like them and I do like using them. However, for some reason, and I don't know why, I only look on Amazon normally. That's where I normally buy most of my stuff. And the price of these things is crazy. It will go from like, I've seen it as low as $220 and as high as $345. So I would definitely look out for prices and basically sales maybe. I don't know. I don't know why it's such a variable price on these items, but that is just something I would definitely look out for because you definitely don't want to buy them really high. But I think that if you're in the market for some video production lights that are RGB, these are relatively good. The only thing I will say is they are RGB and you might want like, you know, a slow fading color to color to color to color. They don't really have that mode. They've got a bunch of different modes, but the closest thing they have is like dance party or fireworks, they call it, which is basically just like flashing colors that are different, and it kind of fades between sometimes and then sometimes it flashes. I just wish they had like RGB like rotate where it just like goes around the color wheel and changes colors. That would be really cool and definitely something I think they could improve on. But other than that, I think that they are a pretty good product, and to be fair, they could probably even add that in software if they wanted to. But with all that out of the way, if you guys could please like and subscribe, that'd be awesome. And thank you guys so much for watching. See ya.